Hello and welcome to January 22 CHAP CAST. Yes, so I hope that you have all had a great Christmas and a great New Year and sweet. Okay, so we are moving on. So we was at Atlantic Rising, and Atlantic Rising have been swallowed by the big Atlantic wave. Yeah, all gone. Finito. All right, yeah, so I mean, yeah, could have been great. Sounds like most of the bands I've been in, but weren't. Anyway, so that's come to an end, and I can just remember well, pretty much feeling how I feel after every band comes to an end that I've been in. But yeah, I can remember just like going to the gatehouse with Desi and sitting at the bar with him and a pint of beer in front of me, and me and Des just having a chat about things and just telling him that, oh well, back to solo status. And just basically trying to work out what I was gonna do and that, and Des was saying to me like, yeah, I love it when you're in a band, because it's like we have mental times at the venues and all that, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I said, I've got to put the effort into finding some more musicians, and do you know what I mean? So in my head, I was thinking, I want to get more people involved that have got stuff wrong with their eyes like me, because maybe we're a little bit more on the same level than if I go with people that are fully sighted or whatever, because they just don't understand the way I feel and whatever. So yeah, so I started hunting again. Gumtree, here we go. And I come across a fella called Addy, and I can remember meeting him. I arranged to meet him at I think it's called Kentish Town West. I think it's like on the Overground, Gospel Oak, Kentish Town West, Camden Road, something like that. Anyway. Yeah, but anyway, I met him there because it's next to Tel Acre, and at the time that's where Desi was working at Tel Acre, just as the little ranger of the park or whatever. So I thought, yeah, if I meet him there, then I can introduce him to Des as well, whatever, and we can just like have a chat, whatever. So I'm standing outside the station, like, and then the guy's come out with a cane, so I knew it was a blind guy. So I thought, this is my guy, and I sort of said, Addy, and it was funny because he started tapping his cane on the floor, like, and I was thinking, what's that? Like later on when I'd spoken to him about it, and he's like, when you meet in people, other blind people, this is what they do. They bang their cane on the floor. And I was like, really? It's like, you learn something new every day. Anyway, so he had his acoustic guitar with him. I had my acoustic guitar with me. So we walked into the park in Tel Acre and then walked over to where like there's his little porter cabin thing was, where he had a little office or whatever and a toilet and that little kitchenette, and introduced Desi to Addy and that, and then I said to Des that we was just going to go out into the middle of the grass and just get our guitars out and like have a little bash. So yeah, we walked over onto the grass, sat down, got the guitars out, and I was showing him some of my songs and that. And then it was funny because he was like, I was like to him, have you got any tunes? Like, and he's like, well, I've got a tune, but it's not like a serious tune. It's I said, yeah, sweet. I said, don't worry about it, mate. I said, let's have it. Come on, let's hear it. So he said, oh, it's called Smelly Socks. And I was like, smelly socks. I was like, all right, sweet. And just sat there and listened to him play this song about having smelly socks, and it was a funny tune, but it was a good tune. Like, it reminded me of my brother a bit, like the way Richard is, like the way he writes songs and that, about these mad things, and it's just like mental. But yeah, I mean, like, even though it was a bit of a silly song and that, it was a decent song. It had like good structure to it and that and whatever, and it brought a smile to my face. And like, Desi came over and I asked him to play it again for Desi, and he did. And yeah, me and Desi was smiling and that, and then Des went off litter picking or whatever he was doing with his big claw thing that he had. And then we just carried on like chatting away and that, and then before we knew it, like a good couple of hours had gone past, and Desi was finishing work, like, so we walked back to the station. He jumped back on the old train, and me and Des walked up Kentish Town chatting or whatever. But yeah, I was like, yeah, Addy seemed like a nice guy and that, and he's got his own little place and that down the bottom of Kentish Town, sort of on the border of Camden Town, near St Pancras Way, Agard Grove, down that way. I can't remember what the street's called. Just like the next left turn on St Pancras Way, just before the Constitution pub. Well, I shouldn't be giving out addresses, should I? Anyway, somewhere down there anyway, like, and yeah, went down his place again with a guitar and that, and we're having a muck about with the tunes and that, and yeah, but it was just the two of us, yeah, so basically just chatting about who we could get involved or whatever, and I'd started talking to this other fella called Alex, he just a guy that I'd met on Gumtree. He was like fully sighted and all that, but and then also we Rosemary, the old harmonica player, got talking to her, because you don't lose these people once you meet them, you know what I mean? Stay pals. Yeah, got her chatting away with us and Alex, and just basically said to him, let's organise a rehearsal at K-Town and see what happens. So we done that, and K-Town do a deal like on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, quite early, like their first slot or whatever, but it's like 5 hours. So it's good in that sense, the way that like the 2 and 3 hour slots or whatever, you have to be on it like Sonic and know what you're doing a bit more, do you know what I mean? Like because otherwise you're spending money stupidly, you know. So we booked this 5 hour slot, and Des come along. I'm sure a bag of beers came as well, and Rosemary turned up, Addy turned up, Alex turned up, and basically we was just all in a room, like Rosemary's doing a bit of drumming, she's doing some harmonica, she's doing a bit of guitaring. She was actually showing me a couple of her own tunes as well, like because it was more like that, like with the other bands, it was like doing my stuff really, you know what I mean? Because like people turn up and then what we playing, and then I was like, right, I've got these songs, we'll play these, whatever. But this was a bit more like, look, let's just all meet up and yeah, we'll just throw everything we've got in the hat and just see what happens, you know what I mean? So Rosemary turned up, drumming, harmonica, even a bit of guitar, chucking her tunes in. I was chucking my tunes in, and playing guitar and singing, and Addy, he even had a couple of tunes and guitar, and Alex was playing lead guitar and bass guitar, like jumping between, and I can't actually remember who was doing backing vocals or vocal. I think Rosemary actually sang one of her own songs, and I can't remember who else, because I don't think. Yeah, Addy must have been singing his own stuff as well, and then I'm not sure if Alex did sing. Maybe not. And obviously Desi's still there, filming things, recording things, making sure the beers stay cold. No. Yeah. So I mean, like this was sort of like a limbo land, if you like. But we was like just in this room for the 5 hours and that. And I can't say that at the end of the 5 hours we like done anything greatly. Like, we still hadn't even decided what people were actually doing in the band, you know what I mean? Like, but we did have, we was like throwing some names into a hat and seeing what stuck. And basically we had decided that the band was going to be called the Kites. So I mean, it was, but the difference was we was having a good time, you know what I mean? It weren't like, it was much more, other bands were like, this was sort of going back to school bands, you know what I mean, where you're friends in the band and that, and we was all just having a laugh and that. And I think we was meeting up every Saturday or Sunday morning, whatever it was, for a few weeks, and it was just all good and that. And I think we came to the decision that it was sort of like me was singing and playing rhythm guitar, and I think Rosemary was drumming and doing a bit of harmonica as well. And on her own song, I think she was actually singing that song, playing the guitar. So I don't think that song had drums in it, because no one else had the bottle to get up on the. I should have got Desi on the drums. I'm sure he could make a nice clapple. And then Addy was playing guitar. I think Alex was playing lead guitar, and then we was advertising for a bass player. And then we was sort of like swapping between K-Town and also, I think it's called Creation Studios, which is like on Kentish Town High Road opposite Cash Converters. It's like an old toilet that they made into a rehearsal studio. And at the other end of Kentish Town, by the Bull and Gate, you got another toilet that's turned into a bar. But yeah. So I mean, we was rehearsing and nothing really came of it, really. I mean, we even found another guy called Michelle, and he came and he was playing bass guitar. So we had a bit of a band and that, and we was just trying to, you know what I mean? We put a demo together of about 6 songs. They're all my songs, but played sort of by these lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I recorded them at my home studio, with the help of Michelle, who was going to be the bass player, because it turned out that he was like a wizard on Logic and stuff like that, all the old home recording stuff that I already had in my studio, my home studio. So I put a demo together, and yeah, so I'm going to play you these tunes that we've put together on this demo. And then, I mean, the demo is, the drumming is not Rosemary, is sort of like the Logic drummer. And then the guitars and the bass is a few different people playing them. But I mean, if they needed any doctoring, then Michelle used to sort of do that with me in the studio, like, because me and him started meeting up a lot of the time. just me and him, you know what I mean? Like, and the others would meet us at the rehearsal studios or whatever. But it was weird, even though we was like all friends and that, and it was a good laugh and all that. The actual, like, the side of things where you need things to start moving forward, it never really moved forward in that way. It was just more of a social thing. And we didn't even play any gigs whatsoever, you know what I mean? But yeah, but let's have a listen to this demo and see what we've got. And I will start off with Black Blanket, I think. And yeah, let's have a listen. Nice one. Yes, and that was Black Blanket. As I say, this is a demo for the Kites, but I could not tell you who is playing what. I know that Michele was a dab hand at most instruments, so he's probably on there a lot. I know that my vocals are on there a lot. I know that the Logic drummer was used a lot, but again, all the other guitars and bass, and I'm not sure. Could have been. It was probably some sort of mixture of everyone, you know what I mean? Like, I'd got to come up to my house to do little recordings. So we had a demo that we was going to use to give to promoters to get ourselves gigs, which we never got round to doing. All right, I've got 6 songs in total, a couple of other little bits, maybe a cheeky chap tale. But let's listen to Little Green Street, the next one on the old demo. Here we go. Yes, and that was Little Green Street. I've been looking at the 6 demos I've got, and there's no backing vocals by these lot, so it's like you can't really get a feel from listening to their guitar playing or whatever on these tunes. So I dug my head back into the old archive, and I was trying to find something of them, you know what I mean? And I didn't manage to find anything of any of them apart from Alex and Addy. And the thing I found of Alex is basically we organised to do sort of like a band morale boosting sort of day out where we all went out together and we had a laugh and whatever. But so we organised to go down to Margate for the day, and basically only me, Alex and Desi could make it. So the 3 of us went down to Margate, and I just managed to find some footage of me and Alex on the big wheel in Margate having it. Desi decided not to come on it, which was probably a good idea, Des, because it felt like the thing was going to fall to pieces, I'm telling you. But yeah. So I'm gonna play you the audio from that video that I've got, and it's basically just to get a feel of Alex a little bit, you know what I mean? Like hear his voice. Well, if I don't shut up talking, but yeah, just like so you know, it ain't just me sitting in my room making all this up, you know what I mean? Like yeah, so have a listen.
Second rotation.
Well,
second rotation.
We thought that we'd come to an end of our misery.
We were wrong.
But we was wrong. It's going back up. We saw Des for about 3 seconds, said I, said bye.
Back in the air again. Oh, this is the top one.
That's people being murdered in the next carriage.
Something going on.
Are we coming down again?
Yeah, we're coming down.
Right, we are coming down again. Let's hope that we are going to see Des this time. Okay, people, I really love you. Bye.
Yeah, so that was me and Alex on this big wheel. Like, I just wanted you to hear his voice to show you that there is somebody else involved, because even over past the episodes, I think Desi done a Chappy Q&A for me once upon a time. So if you want to go back over the episodes and find that one, I'm sure it's written in the description if you just want to listen to old Des. But all right, I've got Sankavadi as well, but I'll play one more of the demos first, which is Behind the Wheel, baby.
Drives me mad, but I need
Okay. Yeah, so that was Behind the Wheel. All right, next up I've got Addy. Basically there's this thing called the Fringe Festival, and they do one in Camden occasionally, and basically Addy had some friends that were organising the Camden part of the Fringe Festival, and they done it in this like little sort of, it's not even a proper like club or whatever, it's just like it's on Oval Road, backs onto the canal and that. I think it might have something to do with canoeing or some, I don't know, but it's got a little hole in there and stuff like that, and they had a little festival in there. And so basically I went along and I played some acoustic stuff on my own and stuff, and anyway, and then Addy, he got up and done a couple of acoustic tracks with me, like basically like when we was playing, but he also had been rehearsing with some other blind girls, and yeah, it's quite funny, like so Addy is the guy voice you can hear singing or whatever, so so I just thought I'd play you this and let you hear a bit of Addy. Yeah, all right, have a listen. Nice one.
You ready, Jack? You've had enough, Jack. You do realise that, don't you?
It wasn't me.
You've had enough, Jack.
Oh my god.
Just making sure Jack knows, you know?
My name is Jack. And she wants to kick me out.
You don't pay no money, you got to go, Jack.
I didn't do nothing.
I'm just saying, Jack.
I did nothing. Maybe that was a problem. Oh.
Now you're getting it, Jack. Now you're getting it.
Oh no.
Okay, I do believe we are just about ready. Yes? What was that? Oh, stand.
So,
What's that?
you want my
Thanks,
bitch
Sean.
to
We're on this
sing.
winner. Thanks very much.
Fix your mics up, love.
We better start this on, don't we? Come on, everyone. Woo! Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Whoa, why you treat me so mean? You're the meanest old woman I ever seen. I guess if you said so, I have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now listen, baby, don't you treat me this way. I'll be back on my feet soon.
I don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you said so, I have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't you
you.
come back no more.
Don't mean that.
Don't you come back no
Oh, come
more.
on, baby.
Don't you come back no
Yeah, that was quite a funny night that night. Yeah, there's another fella called Sean Shears who played as well, and he's like a disabled guy in a wheelchair, but he's got some funny tracks that he's listening to. Yeah, another great night in Camden. All right, so let's get. I've got none of the others. Sorry, like Rosemary or Michelle. I haven't got any of their like anything other than music from them. So shame. Okay, so let's crack on with the music. And next up is demo of This Life. Yes, and that was This Life. Let's move straight on with the next track, which is the Kites version of No One Knows Him. Nice. Okay. And that was No One Knows Him by the Kites. Or by John and Ammon, played by the Kites. Okay, so all right, next up I've got a chap tale. Well, this one's more of a chap story, if you like. It's quite long, so I've split it over this month and February next month. So you get half now and half next month. Yeah, it's a little story about when me and the Tally Boys went up to Liverpool and played at the Beatles' famous venue, the Cavern. Yeah. Sweet. Have a little listen, and then I've still got one more track for you, and then I think it's just about time to go. But yeah, have a listen to this chap story, if you like. Nice one.
Come inside, there's a chap tale waiting for you. Chap tales, don't you wanna hear some chap tales?
Hello and welcome to Chap Tale 22. Yes, it is January 22. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you got all you'd wanted from Santa. Yeah, so here we go. This is a chap tale about a time when I went up to play the Cavern in Liverpool. I've recorded it and it is a bit long for one episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it straight down the middle. And I'm going to play you half January and half February. Yeah. Okay, nice one. Yeah, so enjoy. Hello. Yes. Okay, so the Cavern. Yeah, what a great venue. All right, so I'll tell you this little story about when I played at the Cavern. Alongside the other Tally Boys, the latter Tally Boys, me, Richard Fox on bass, Chris Horlock, I think he likes to be called Chris Matic though, and Jack Yetton on the old pots and pans at the back. Yeah, so I can't remember what company it was. I think it was something to do with some company called Emergenza, and they used to put on like band competitions and that, and we was in a couple of them. Like, yeah, God, the semi-final and final of that competition was held at the Forum in Kentish Town, and yeah, that would have been perfect for me because I've always wanted to play the old big home venue, if you like. But yeah, we never got past the quarterfinal. So yeah, got through a few rounds, got to the quarterfinals, and got slapped. Anyway, yeah. So this company Emergenza. So also they put gigs on in certain places or whatever. And I think it was while I was at their offices talking about the old competition. That I just see in the office somewhere something about the Cavern or whatever, and then just started talking to the girl who I was having a meeting about this competition with. What's all that about the Cavern? And she said, yeah, we promote the Cavern, we put bands on up there and all that, and I was like, oh wow. And she was like, well, yeah, if you can sort of sell 18 tickets and yeah, you can go up there and you can play up there and that. And I was like, 18 tickets, and the tickets were like £6 each. And well, at first I was thinking, well, if I don't sell the tickets, I'll just pay for the tickets myself and then I'll get to play at the Cavern, you know what I mean? But yeah, so let's talk about that little story. All right, so yeah, so there's the four of us in the band, and I can remember after having this meeting about the competition that we was in, I went to the next rehearsal and I sort of said, yeah, while I was in the office or whatever, I see this thing about the Cavern in Liverpool. And I asked the girl, what's the deal? What's it all about and all that? And she basically just said to me, if you can go up there with 18 fans, that's it. That's all you have to do. Sell 18 tickets, and you go up there, and you're on the bill at the Cavern. And I was like to them, should we do it? Do you know what I mean? We can hire a van, fill the van full of people, and go up there and play the Cavern. You know what I mean? And it's just a great experience. And yeah, they was up for it. The other band members were up for it. So we started advertising it and got quite a bit of interest from a few pals and that, because it was like, do you know what I mean? It weren't just like, come see us play at the Bull and Gate or whatever. This is like, come on, let's go. We'll take you up there in a van. My mum will make food for everyone for the journey. We got there, we'll have a day in Liverpool, play the gig, and then basically come back that evening. And quite a lot of people was like, yes. So tickets came through to me, and then I put out the feelers for who wanted to go. And basically on this bus there was me, Chris and Jack. Richard went up in his car with his American girlfriend. And then who else did we have? I had Angie with me, Jack had Charlotte with him, and then that's 5. And then we had Dean Chapronier, we had Dean's brother Mark, we had James Doyle, we had James's brother Barry, we had Barry's best mate Ben, and then we had Jack Yetton's girlfriend Charlotte's little mate, can't remember her name. Who else is that? So that's about 11, isn't it? There was a couple more and I just can't think. Oh, of course, how can I forget? Asbo was with me and Amber, so that's 13. Oh God, yeah. I think there was 2 more people and I just can't remember. I remember the bus had 15 on it, and then you had Richard and his girlfriend, so 17 of us. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I'm very sorry to say that I've forgotten who the other 2 people were, but I'm sure that if I stick this on YouTube, you can write in the comments below or whatever, or you can write me about what I'm about to say, because I might get it totally wrong. I'm doing this off the cuff, like just sitting in front of the microphone and I'm just talking. I haven't made any notes, nothing. I'm just going to try and wing this as well as I can. Right, so yeah, so tickets sold, and then the date was set, and it was like a Saturday or whatever, and basically Chris was the designated driver, and I got to take my hat off to the geezer. He drove a lot that day, mate, a lot. Let's just be glad that we didn't have a tachograph or whatever, because he probably would have got done right up. Yeah, so basically Chris was living like close to Birmingham, and he drove down to London, to Ingester, to Kentish Town, and basically met me and Dean. So we jumped in his motor and then we flew down to this higher place in Kentish Town, just like down the bottom of Islip Street, I think, Daceford Street, one of them, this higher place anyway. So we got there and got the van, big, dirty, massive minibus. Don't even know what make it was or whatever, I can't remember. So obviously this is past me driving, you know what I mean? I've already been said no, no, no by the optician when my old eye condition came out. But yeah, so we got down to the hire place, got the van. So Chris has jumped in the van, but he's got his motor with him. So Dean's jumped into his motor and I've jumped into his motor with Dean. Basically, we drove back to Ingester and Chris followed us in the van. Then when we got to Ingester, we parked the van up outside Dean's house and went and parked Chris's car in one of the bays or something in Ingester or whatever. I can't even remember. We might have even got off Johnny Loughran a parking permit, probably, don't know. It was a Saturday, so things ain't too tough around here on the weekends, so maybe not. Yeah, so basically we had been down to, I think it was Iceland, like the evening before or whatever, and bought a load of gear to make this mental packed lunch that my mum was going to make for us. So we just bought like 1 million loaves of bread. There was cheese, ham, all salady stuff, crisps, drinks, crates of beer. It was mental. So my mum greatly made us this packed lunch on that Saturday morning while we was going to get the vehicle and all that sorted. So anyway, we're parked up outside Dean's house on Ingester Road. And the time came, I ain't got a clue what time it was, about 9 o'clock in the morning. We told everyone to be in Ingester. And so we was parked up, just sitting there, the three of us, and then people started arriving, like Dean's brother Mark turned up. Everyone, everyone was there, apart from, I think Amber and Asbo were a little bit late for some reason, or maybe we had to go and pick them up from their house or something. Yeah, something mental like that. So we've got this minibus full of us. Yeah, Richard and his girlfriend, we didn't even see them until we got up Liverpool, up north. Yeah, so there was the 15 of us in this minibus, and it was just like, you know what I mean? Like as we started to roll towards whatever M1 or whatever motorway we flew up north on, you just look around the bus, and I was feeling sorry for Chris actually. I was thinking, fucking hell, you've got some nutters on this bus. Do you know what I mean? Asbo and Ben. And yeah, so we're going along, and at first it was like I don't know, just like this little picnicky sort of, oh hi everybody, like we was like Savinian families or something. But slowly but surely, I whacked a packed lunch out, went out to everyone on the bus, everyone's having a munch and all that, like. And then it was like 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and then all I hear is Adam saying, look, where's the beers? Get the beers out. So I was like, all right, sweet. Started passing the beers around the bus. And the Dean's up front with Chris, because I think James Doyle was as well, actually, because Dean was planning to do some of the driving. But then the minute Dean's heard about the beers being passed around the bus, he's like, on a beer. So that was like, it was all on Chris. You know what I mean? All the driving's put onto Chris. So so we're driving on the motorway, and slowly but surely, as the beers are getting sunk, everybody is like getting out of their trees. And yeah, it was like, I can remember Ben, he was like, yeah, I need a piss, you're gonna have to pull over, I need a piss. And Chris is like, look, I can't pull over, there's not going to be services for a good few miles, do you know what I mean? You're going to have to hold yourself. So Ben's like, fuck off, I ain't holding myself. So he whacks the window open and gets his old fella out, hangs it out the window and starts pissing out the window on and it's going all down the side of the van, all over other people's cars. Oh my God. I was just sitting there like, oh my God. And he's got all like people in their cars, like just all looking like, and I was like, fucking hell, this is going to be a fucking nightmare, innit? And, yeah, so he's put himself away and sat back down and shut the window, but there's all piss down the side of the van. You can see it was disgusting. So glad that like someone who was behind him didn't have their window open, because they would have got a mouthful. Yeah, so we carry on up to Liverpool, and we've got a stereo on, like, and I'd done some CDs, like I'd done about 8 CDs of different bands and stuff, like, but Asbo was like, right, stick the Oasis CD in, and then basically it must have had 10 Oasis tunes on it, and basically Asbo made us listen to it on repeat from London to Liverpool, Oasis all the way. Should have been the Beatles, really, shouldn't it? But it was Oasis, and yeah. So we're starting to come into a city, and yeah, it's just nuts. Like, so we got into Liverpool, and then basically we had to find somewhere that we could safely put our van or minibus, so it didn't get bashed up or anything. So we drove around the city for a little while, and then we found this like private car park or whatever. You had to pay a score for the evening or whatever, and which was sweet. I think everybody just threw pound coins at Chris or whatever. So we parked the van in this car park, and then paid up our ticket for the evening, and then we basically asked the geezer which direction the cavern was in, and we just started walking there. And I can remember this. It was funny, right? Because Dean's brother Mark, like, needed some money, and as we was passing some cash point, he's like, of whatever bank it was, I don't know, but he stuck his card in there, and then he's like, as he's got the money in the card back or whatever, he's turned around and he was like, I can't believe it. Everyone's like, what's the matter? Have you lost your card? And he's like, no. He's like, they £5 notes. You can get £5 notes out of the cash machine. And like, in London, I've only ever seen a machine that gives you a tenner minimum, you know what I mean? But yeah, Mark was like pretty astonished that you could get a £5 note out of a cash machine. Just thought I'd add that in, just because it was like in my mind. Yes, and that was the first part to the Cavern Tale. Yeah, no, as I said, this little story was like well over half hour, so I thought I'll give you half now and half in February. Yes, so that was the first instalment. Okay. Nice one. Speak soon. Okay, so that's the first installment of that chap tale or story. And then you get the next part next month. But sweet. Okay, so we've just got one more track to go, but let's round this up, shall we? Because from next month, for 2 or maybe 3 episodes, I am going to be telling you all about the next part of my musical journey, and that is with Michelle, who is the bass player of the Kites. But when the Kites finally, it didn't fall apart, it just sort of plateaued, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it just come to an end. Everyone's still friends, you know what I mean? We're all chatting on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, sweet. But just through recording these demos, like, and seeing how good Michelle was, and then And then I found out that he not only was a great bass player, he was a great lead guitarist as well. So me and Michaeli just started doing loads of stuff together, and we're going to go over that and then over the next 2 or 3 episodes, like just everything that me and Michaeli was doing until that came to an end. But yeah, still pals, friends with Rosemary, still friends with Addy. I don't speak to Alex, not because he's not my pal, just because I don't know, we just lost touch. Might actually see if I can dig him up on Facebook or something, see how he's getting on. But and Desi's up in Norwich, but we're still pals, still chatting away and that. And I try to get up there once a year with a family, and also try and, well, when COVID weren't here, try to get up there and play at the Brickmakers and that, and then him and his family could all come and that, and it was good to see them. They was like, we was proper close before they all moved away. And obviously I haven't seen Cook for a while either, but yeah. So yes, so basically that's sort of where the Kites came to an end then. Do you know what I mean? We had demos, we had sort of a band together, we was rehearsing, but we never went to the next stage of getting gigs and playing gigs and that. Do you know what I mean? It just sort of like plateaued, as I say, and me and Michaeli just started doing stuff together without everyone else, you know what I mean? But oh well, that's how things go. But yes, all right, so yeah, I can't wait to start telling you next month onwards about what me and Michaeli was up to and that. And yes, that would be nice. All right, sweet. Thank you for listening if you have. And yeah, I will speak to you all next month. Sweet.
Whiskey drinking, Cockney Scots, the mixer's where you've been. Red-faced anger in your silver flask of dreams. Give it up for Camden Town, the place where you spill your beans. 10 green bottles, yeah, you know what I mean. Your child grew into what you are today. ISBO tagged you all the way. Whiskey drinking Cockney Scots, a fist full of pain, is what you throw around when you don't use your brain. They say you've got a mellow side, but marsh is not the word. Kentish town, born and bred, is that what you've heard? Your child grew into what you are today. ASBO tagged